Start the recording for this. All right, welcome. This is day one of the Beyond the Food Weight Loss Summit Real Solutions for Women Over 40. My name is Pamela Pedrick. I'm the creator and the host of the summit. And busy women come to me when they are ready to ditch the yo yo dieting, the fatigue, and the weight regain, and they want holistic, natural solutions designed for their own unique bodies so that they can release the weight, feel healthy, and get fit and free. And we do this via my Beyond the Fork Academy, helping them to balance their blood sugar, decrease their inflammation, and having a healthy, holistic lifestyle that's designed for their own bodies. And today we've got some speakers from the summit here to answer your questions. You can post them in the chat. You can unmute yourself. You might not have had time to watch today's sessions because they rolled out at 8 a.m. Eastern time. I also sent a second email just in case you didn't see the first one. Sometimes email providers like to put the email in a different location once the summit starts. So check all of your email boxes. This is being recorded. It will be uploaded in the Facebook group, but it's only going to be up during the summit. And then for those who upgraded their ticket to either the Weight Freedom Pack or the Speaker Session Vault, you will have access to this Q&A as well. So let's just kick it off. I introduced myself. I was on, my session was the first one today on how to get and stay motivated. And I like to start off with that session because it doesn't matter what the speakers tell you, it doesn't matter what information you glean. If you are not consistent in implementing, you're going to see little to no results and be back to square one, square zero, so to speak. So how to get and stay motivated. I'm also going to have a session tomorrow on day 2 on from stress to success because stress is a huge issue for women and a huge obstacle to releasing weight and improving your health as well. So let's just kick this off with Melanie. I'm going to start with you. Introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and your session and your gift as well.
Sure. So, hi everybody, I'm Melanie and I am based in Brooklyn, New York, and I am a transformational life coach. I help women in the middle. And what that means is I help people, women who are overwhelmed by their aging parents, their kids, their stuff, their calendar, all the things that stress us out. And I help them lose weight and get healthy by removing the physical and mental clutter in their lives. I am offering excuse me, the allergies are terrible in New
Yes.
York right now. Everywhere is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Um,
I get it.
so I am offering my Lighten Up book, The Art of Living Clutter Free. I am offering a workbook with that for those who upgrade to the All Access. And I am going to be talking tomorrow about how to lighten up and
Day
yeah.
3.
What what was that?
Day 3, Thursday.
Day 3. Oh, that's right. And what did I say? Did I say today, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Thursday.
I am dealing with all the mental clutter right now. So hold on, let me release it and say my presentation will be on Thursday.
Yes. And Melanie has spoken at my one of my other summits, and I invited her because she deals with things that, with clutter that often we don't take in consideration, that it does impact our health and our weight. You don't know what you don't know. So yes, hop in, watch her session on day 3. If you have your Weight Freedom Pack, the Speaker Session Vault, you already have access to day 3. You can grab her gift and watch her session already. That's the perks of upgrading your ticket. You get access to everything right away with that. So yeah, I'm excited. I always love Melanie's information. Because
Thank you,
I'm sure
Pamela.
we can all relate to, at least, if not ourselves, someone in our family that has clutter.
And even if we don't have the physical clutter, chances are we all have some form of mental clutter or digital clutter or all the
How
clutter.
many
But I'll
how
save
many
that
have
for
thousands
Thursday.
of emails in their inbox? How many have various emails with thousands of emails in their inbox? Yeah, it adds up. Definitely. And I know for me personally, I always feel so much better once I declutter and clean and let go. And oftentimes it is that letting go, isn't it? It's like it's difficult to let go of some
100%.
things.
We have an emotional attachment to our
Yeah.
things for a lot of really good reasons
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
so good reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. I cleaned when I moved this last time. It was a year ago, actually. During my summit, I was packing to move last year. I don't recommend that. And so I literally was like, kind of Marie Kondo, like, does it give me joy? But I was like, does this serve me in any way right now? Or is it just going to be stuck in a box somewhere to be discovered later on? So I did
Really good
a
questions to
lot
ask
of deep
yourself.
cleaning
Yeah.
with that. I'm like, not really serving me. It's just taking up, making more dust and making my
Yeah.
garage not nice as well. Thank you so much for sharing, Melanie. By the way, if you have any
Yeah, thank you.
questions, feel free to post them in the comment section, or you can raise your hand and we'll let you ask your question at any time during this conversation. Amy, you're up next. Hello.
Okay, well, hello. I'm Amy White. I am a board certified holistic nutritionist. I'm also a certified life coach. Um, my program is called Hangry to Healthy, and I help women and men, but primarily women over 40, embrace transformation. So, weight loss to me is just this stepping stone to the real transformation into that second half of life where we all of a sudden realize the possibility. So, I help my clients embrace food in a way that works with their body. So, the idea that I like to talk about is this idea of food freedom, which is what I will be talking about on day 3. So, going from food restriction to food freedom. And the idea is being able to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, but in a way that works for your body. So we're letting go of the idea of restriction and the I can'ts and embracing the idea of course, I can eat that. And I know how to eat it in a way that's going to work for me. So my process takes them through phases where phase 1 is where we come into balance. So in order to get to freedom, you have to sort of come in here and find balance so that you can then tune into your body and recognize how foods are working and not working for you. And what's the concept that I like to talk about is the mostly foods, the sometimes foods, and the rarely foods. And how are those foods fitting into your healthy diet? Which is why it's unique for everyone, because it's going to be
Yeah.
different for everyone. But I think on my giveaway is my nutrition label decoder. So teaching you how to look at a nutrition label in a way that actually is going to help you understand how to make or how to recognize the foods that are the ones that are going to work well for your body and the ones maybe you want to put back on the shelf. And then if you are part of
The Weight Freedom Pack.
the Weight Freedom Pack, thank you. I have my Metabolic Jumpstart meal plan in there that I'm giving away. And it's broken down into, 7 days of, I think there's 25 recipes in there or whatever, I don't know, but it all goes together. So it's kind of the beginning of my phase 1, that Jumpstart, Metabolic Jumpstart is the beginning of my sort of phase 1, so people can get a feel for what that's like. So that's what I do.
I think how many of you can resonate with the word freedom? Like you just want freedom. Like that's what I hear from women all the time. I just want to be free from the ish of the all this going up here, free from the whole food thing. Like what do I eat? What do I not to eat? So yeah, I love your title from food restriction to food freedom. I think that resonates with a lot of women. That was me back in the day. I'm like, do I eat this? Do I not eat this? I'm following what the diet gurus say. It's not really working. It kind of worked, but I'm gaining the weight back all the time. So it's kind of like this whole, I felt like trying to release weight was like a second full-time job,
Oh,
which was
oh yeah.
not
And
fun.
I think the reason I came into this the way I have and the way I work with my clients is because I like to eat. Like I want to look at a plate and I want to go, oh, that's going to make me feel full. And so I really insist on my clients learning how to build meals that are going to keep them full and satisfied for 4 or even more hours. So there's none of this like, oh, we're eating like a bird. It was like,
Yeah.
no, we're actually going to eat like a grown up.
Eat like a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
More often than not, when I go to a restaurant with my husband, they come over with the plates and then they look at that and they go, look at him. And I'm like, no, no, that one's mine.
I'm like, I've got the protein plate. Thank you.
That gigantic plate, that's mine. Yeah.
Completely resonate with that one. Yeah. And so when you find what works for your unique body, I mean, it just the stress is less. You're not pigeonholed, which I like to say I don't do cookie cutter things in my program because you're not a cookie, you're not the same as everyone else.
Right.
You are unique. Your body is unique and different. So what works for your BFF is not necessarily going to work for you, which is why if your BFF released 10 pounds on a specific diet and you barely
Right.
released anything,
Right.
probably wasn't the best program for you.
But
Yeah.
I had a man ask me just recently, he's like, so you're telling me that I can have a banana split on the 4th of July? And I'm like, absolutely. Are you going to have a banana split every single Saturday? No, this would be in your rarely foods. And if you want to have a banana split on the 4th of July, you can have a banana split and it's going to be fine, but you have to understand that's probably when you're going to have a banana split. It's not something you're going to have regularly or
Yeah.
even sometimes. It's a rarely thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, a lot of times the fear is being deprived. I had one of my mentors that I first started working with talking about the whole holiday, whole
Mhm.
holiday. Like we eat all the food because we feel like it's the one and only time we're never going to eat it. She goes, why can't you make a Thanksgiving meal in July? You can do that. Nothing's saying you can't do that except for maybe society. But she's like, go make yourself a Thanksgiving meal. You don't have to feel like you're deprived and eat,
Well,
overindulge to
Hall-
excess.
Halloween candy is a big one, right? Everybody's like eating, and it's like you can go down the street and buy yourself a candy bar anytime you want. You do not have to eat
Throw
the
it in the freezer, save it for
Halloween
later.
candy. Right. It's just
I
we have
love
this,
that.
yeah, it's this place in our brain.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Amy. And then we do have Leon. Hello, my friend. Leon's
Hi,
session
hi.
is airing today, so you get to watch his session today.
Yeah, I was, as you said, I was here today, and I'm basically a holistic healer, transformational, spiritual transformational, and personal transformational retreats and journey facilitator, workshops on various topics, you name it. There is not much out there that I can or do not know, unfortunately. Basically, what brought me here is, as you said, everyone is talking about dieting, but this is not the way to go. Let me ask you a question. Where we're in today's life, we are bringing a lot of toxins in our body through various ways, through airways, skin, food, water. Even if it's purified, it's not pure H2O with minerals. It's not. It's something added always. So all these toxins have really difficult time to exit our body through various reasons. So when we gain fat, but this is the funny part. Why we gaining fat? If let's say if we spend 100,000 calories per day and we eat 1,000 calories per day throughout the day, because our body defense mechanism is to protect itself, binds toxins in fat cells. So even basically your body is losing weight through muscle, but storing weight through fat tissue. And with this fat tissue, it stores also toxins. So when we are dieting through various of methods and diets, if we don't do it with, I'm going to say, a holistic detox, we're additionally stressing our body. So if you're going with your weight up and down, up and down, up and down, even if you eat regularly healthy-ish or you worry about your life, actually, it's sooner or later you're going to get sick because of this. Not because of losing weight or gaining weight again, but because you're overwhelming your body with toxins and you're not doing anything about it. So by if you're not specifically detoxing while you on the diet, losing weight, your metabolism slows down because there's so much toxins in your body again. So it's protect the body protects itself by storing toxins in the fat cells again.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And then
you're in the loop all over
yeah.
again.
And then you know, and if you do release weight, like you said, it's the muscle. So now you're skinny fat, what we
Yeah,
call skinny fat, because you've lost your muscle mass,
yeah.
and you've got more of the not so good, the visceral fat on your body as well. And talking about natural detox, this is one of the kind of last layers that I learned about in my own personal journey. That you don't know what you don't know until you meet someone
Yeah,
who is well versed in this. And then when I started to really offload and be intentional about doing this on a consistent basis, oh my gosh, it was like huge game changer
yeah.
for me.
So
Huge.
basically, if you, let's say, we all go to really deep detox for a month at least. Uh, if you, so our lifestyle, you know where you eat. If you work for someone else, you eat outside. So the food that is prepared there, usually it's cheap, the ingredients are cheap, and it's prepared in not healthy way. Because cooking it's sort of the healthy way to prepare food. It's a lot healthier than in restaurants because you get the whole lunch, for instance, from soup to main course in what, in 30 minutes. Now cook everything in 30 minutes at home. It's impossible. Even if you're doing like Chinese style, it's impossible. Not all ingredients, even if you have everything chopped up, prepared, blah blah blah, it's impossible because it takes too long. Yeah, or let's say still crunchy veggies that are, yeah, it's a lot healthier than let's say slow cooked that loses a lot of
The
nutrients.
mushy
The mushy,
vegetables.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have much. But again, if you do it like in a sauce way, you're not losing nutrients. They're still there, but they are degraded. But then again, you need to have ingredients that has actual nutrients inside.
Yes.
And today's agriculture, that's hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of nutritional deficiencies, and even if you're not deficient, you're very low on
Yeah.
nutrients because A, how many people are really eating? I mean, and because I was guilty of this, enough produce. How
Um,
many are eating enough
Not enough
vegetables?
or
Yeah.
enough. I am eating. I'm basically vegetarian,
Yeah.
almost vegan, but when you're in Bosnia and the food is so different,
Yeah.
even the ingredients of the same dish, it's so different. So
And then cooked
old
versus raw
style,
too.
yeah, old style, still old style. So like, yeah, it's sprayed, it's herbicide, but not as much
Yeah.
as in Europe.
Or
So
here in the States.
yeah, here there's still fertilizing with manure, and that's the way to go. The
Yeah.
soil has its own uh, biosystem. This is the nutrients we need. So um,
And your
I'm
gift, which I really like your gift, so I appreciate you. Can you tell us what your gift is
yeah.
for the participants?
I need to look at it.
So you actually gave it's a PDF of your
Yes,
presentation.
it's PDF called Power of Natural Detoxification. Basically, it's a guide to holistic health, how to detox. It's not everything inside, it's still work in progress. I would like to, in future, incorporate a lot of Ayurveda and Chinese medicines, everything, all this truly holistic, you know. Now it's 33 pages, I think. I haven't had time to prepare everything. This
Yeah,
will
so you
be
got
at the end
your gift
more
for
than
everyone
100.
was actually through a PDF of your presentation.
Yes, Everyone gets PDF of presentation,
Yes.
notes, and everything, but all access guests or participants
Yeah.
are getting the guide.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if this is new for you, because it's new for all of us until we learn about this. When it was new for me, it was a little bit mind blowing. Like, oh my goodness, like how do I do this? What do I do?
And I'm still learning.
Yeah, right. Grab Leon's gift because you only have 48 hours, and so it might be like if you're just dipping your toe in this, grab the gift, download it, grab all the speakers' gifts. I always say grab the gifts first because I
Yes,
always have it after 48 hours. They say I forgot to get the
exactly.
gift. Grab the gifts first. That way you have access to them. And a little ninja tip is make a little file in your email provider service for Summit gifts so you know exactly where they are. So when you get the email with the gift in it, shoot it over there so you don't lose it and have to be scrolling and
Exactly.
where'd the gift go?
Yeah.
So absolutely, I love that. Love that idea. Thank you so much for sharing, Leon. And we do have
Problem.
Shanna. Are you able to come on camera? I love your picture, by the way. She might be behind the scenes. Okay, no worries. If you can share, just let us know. Just unmute yourself and come on camera. So, there any questions for any of us? I always like to ask. So, what are your non-negotiables? Like, I do this every morning, bar none. She's on grandbaby duty. Oh, no worries. So, Amy, what is your non-negotiable for you? Like, you do this every morning for health and wellness, for your health. You're muted.
That's a good question. So every morning, or what do I do every day? Well, I'd say I'm going to start at the end of the day. So my non-negotiable is sleep is like a huge one. So I always make sure that I am in bed. So I have a bedtime window, and I'm always going to make sure that I'm in bed within my bedtime window, which is really on the early side because we get up really early. But if my body, I have so many, I have an Oura ring, I have a lot of trackers. And my body is very happy if I am actually in bed by 8 p.m. So pretty early. I have the luxury. I don't have little kids in the house anymore, so I can work on my own schedule. But being able to go to bed at the same time and then kind of get up at the same time. So we're usually up by 5 and then either walking or at the gym by 6:30. So that's kind of that routine that gets us going for the day.
I love that walking.
Yeah. And I
Walking
just
actor.
do you do the vest? So I now have
I
my,
just got mine like a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I got the 12-pound one, I think. So
Mhm. That's
it's
what I have.
interesting when I put that on, like, oh, I'm not as strong or I don't have as much stamina as I thought I did.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, I really enjoy, I really feel like it takes the walk from, and not that there's anything wrong with
Yeah.
just doing a walk for relaxation, but for me, that's my exercise time. So it takes my walk from just a walk to more of an exercise. Like I feel it
Yes.
more like exercise with the vest on. Yeah.
Yes. My non-negotiables, I rebound every morning. That really just, even if it's just for 15 minutes, if I have a busy morning, and I've been putting the vest on, and that's been making a big difference
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me.
I think so on the rebounder. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't because it's too floppy, so to speak.
Mhm. You
I
just
was
got
like,
a new one that's tight to
yeah,
say.
so I was like, I saw the ones that are a little bit more form-fitting. So when I'm really getting into it, I'm like, having to hold it down. But anyway, it's that extra kind of resistance. And speaking of which, as we get older, we need that, more weight, less cardio, by the way.
So it's interesting. So weight lift, because I've been lifting weights since I was 18, and
Yeah,
I
that's
work with a
right.
strength and conditioning coach. But it's really interesting because lifting weights, just like lifting heavy, isn't actually what you need is pressure on the skeletal system. So you need that bar on your shoulders. You need that kind of pressure for that bone density. So that's why the vest is so good because it's
Yeah.
down. So if you're just out doing bicep curls and being like, ah, my bones are going to be fine, I lift weights, it's not the same. You really want that kind of pressure on your whole skeletal system, which is why the rucking or the weight vests are helpful if you're not doing barbell work, which I stopped doing 5 years ago.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. How about you, Melanie? I'm just actually grabbing the links to your gifts so I can put them in the comments for y'all.
So, I have three non-negotiables in the morning. One is coffee, but I have to work for my coffee. So, the requirement is that I need to finish the first bottle of water a day before I'm allowed to have the coffee.
That
And
one.
that's not always the easiest thing to do. However, I really want my coffee, so it definitely motivates me to drink that water. And then my third non-negotiable is to sit down with my gratitude journal. Just a very quick reflection on the day before. I know a lot of people do it before bed. If I did it before bed, it would never happen. So it gives me an opportunity to reflect on the day before, and it doesn't have to be big and grand, like, oh, it was Mother's Day. It could be, I had a great hair day, or I got a funny text from a friend. It sets my day up
Yeah.
for a more positive outcome when I start with gratitude. So yeah, and it also allows for a little bit of clearing the mental clutter that gets in our way.
I love that. I mean, I'm all about clearing mental clutter, especially before bedtime, so that I can sleep so much better with that. I have a notification on my phone to remind me to do that because if I don't, life gets busy. You're like, oh my goodness, what time is it already?
It
Um,
sure does. It sure does. And
as
to
well.
piggyback on what Amy was saying, I do have that non-negotiable in the evening, and that is to meditate before bedtime because I have had a problem with sleep since I was a young child. This is not it's worse now in menopause for sure, but it has always been a problem for me. And my parents meditated with me before bed when I was a kid.
Oh,
So this
how
was
cool is that?
yeah, I had hippie parents, so that came with a whole bunch of other, kind of fun and interesting and weird things. But it was very natural to me when meditation became like a little more, I can't find the right word, but like more people, were doing it. I was like,
Yeah.
what? What do you mean this is a new thing? So I've just been introduced to more forms of meditation and my parents having done it with me when I was a kid has really meant that I do best with guided meditation.
Mm.
But before bed, I don't do guided. That is me. It's a solid 3 minutes, and it's really helpful. So yeah,
I love that, you said it's a solid 3 minutes because, when we're kind of starting something new, sometimes like a 20-minute meditation or longer, like that was me. I'm like, I cannot sit still when I first
right.
started. I'm like, there's no way. So I just didn't do it. And then someone's like, just do like a 3 or 5 minute one. That's all. I'm like, really? I can do just 3 or 5. Like for me, because I heard about meditation of it needs to be in longer duration. I was like, I don't have time. And my mind starts to wander. And I'm like, I need to get this done. And so, yeah, thank you for sharing about that because
But I think it's also important, like you saying, my mind starts to wander. Our brains were built to do that. I think a lot of us are like, well, I can't meditate because my mind wanders. No, like that is the most
yeah.
natural thing is for our brain to be in 62 different places. So 3 minutes leads to less of that, but it's always just remembering, like, once
Yeah.
the mind wanders, just center back to the breath. It's not magic. It's also not like 2 hours of transcendental meditation, which of course is scary to people.
I love that. I often say everyone's woo is different. Like your woo might be woo, and someone's woo might be like whoa. Like that's just too much. That's a little too out there. And that was me back in the day. So I slowly was dipping my toe, and layered in
Right.
something else. Like, oh, this isn't that bad. Oh, okay, this is okay. This is doable. Let's fit it into my life.
Yeah.
With that,
Yeah.
love that. Because it is so, and all the health benefits of meditating as well. Oh my gosh, and all the research that's out there on the benefits of meditation. So, my go-to is always Dr. Joe Dispenza because I'm a science geek. So I love how he researches the benefits. I mean, he speaks my language when he talks about the research that he does with that. And Leon says 2 hour meditation is very normal, but he teaches that as well. Awesome. And Shanna says same water before coffee. Awesome. Right. Yeah, my go-to is always the rebounding, or if I'm at the desk, I try to have something remind me to do some squats or get on the rebounder because, instead of sitting down for a long duration as well. Because if you don't know, being sedentary is just as damaging as smoking to the heart. So got to get up and move your body as well. Any questions? I did post the links to those speakers who are here with us today on the panel, the links to their gifts. If you didn't know, if you didn't realize, actually, if you go to the agenda, the speakers page, and you go to each speaker, it'll have a freebie button. So you had earlier access to their gifts already. You might not have realized that. But that's a little hint, hint, wink, wink. If you want to grab some of the gifts early, get on the speaker page, the agenda, and then just click the freebie button as well with that. Any questions? Taking notes. And there is a workbook that comes with the summit. It was in one of the emails. You can download that and take notes. It's very, very basic. Just because I know sometimes when I'm trying to print out a workbook, and there's lots of ink that goes with it sometimes, that you can use to take notes. You don't have to use that, but I highly recommend, if you haven't yet, grab your bingo card, because there are gifts up for grabs. And every day it's going to be different gifts. And so today's gift is an upgrade to the Weight Freedom Pack. So if you're contemplating getting that, but you're like, oh, it might be a little too much out of budget, I get it. So download your bingo card, and with each square, it's going to be a task or an activity, one of which is just watch a session and write down which session that you watched. You get a square crossed off for bingo. One is sign up, register for the summit. You got one square off already. And then another one is join the Facebook group for the community, which, by the way, a lot of speakers are in the Facebook community to answer your questions. So you can ask questions in there in between sessions. If you can't make the live Q&A times, that's your touchstone, so to speak, where you can reach out to the speakers, and I will make sure that they get, not every speaker is in the Facebook group. Lisa Baker specifically is not on Facebook at all, but I will reach out to her and give you your questions, and then I can answer on her behalf for y'all with that. So there are some of the squares, or give a shout out to the speakers, and the link goes to the actual post on Facebook. So once you get bingo, so fill in a square, B-I-N-G-O. If you've never played bingo before, you're going to go across, B-I-N-G-O, or you're going to go down, and then you can go diagonal, but you need to have the center square in order to get diagonal, which is purchasing the Weight Freedom Pack. So, and then I do have a special prize if anyone fills in every single square. So part of how you turn that in is you just take a screenshot or a picture of all of your squares that you've completed for bingo, and then submit that. There's a link in the PDF file, clickable link, to submit it in the Facebook group. If more than one person gets bingo at any given day, it's going to be a random draw. But if your name is not chosen, you're still in the pile, so to speak, for the next day's gifts. I'm not going to take your name out. You're going to still be in the pile for next day's gifts. So that's how we do the bingo. With that, awesome. I don't see any questions unless you got some last minute questions for any of our speakers. So we're going to go live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern time with the speakers. Speakers signed up for those times that they can attend. They've got busy lives themselves. They got businesses to run as well. So tomorrow it's going to be different. It might be different speakers. Who here from today is going to be on tomorrow for the Q&A? Amy? Awesome. Great. So you'll see Amy, and we got some other speakers joining us as well. Now, for the email for today, okay, it's sent twice. The daily emails are being sent twice. So in case you missed it, maybe the second time around you get it. Maybe you get stuck in cyberspace. Maybe your email provider just puts it in a different box. Sometimes it does that. Mine does that too, where all of a sudden instead of my inbox, it's now in promotions for some reason. Good old Gmail. So that it's going to be sent twice. You have 48 hours to watch day one presentations. After 48 hours, that day goes away. Okay, unless you have the Weight Freedom Pack or the session speaker vaults, The session speaker vault is just the presentations. It does not include the gifts, so you have to grab your gifts within the 48-hour time span. The Weight Freedom Pack is the upgrade that has everything. It has all the speaker presentations. It has all of their gifts, so you get longer time to grab them. And each speaker has generously given a bonus gift that you would normally have to pay for as well. So it's well over, and I calculate everything, and it's well over $5,400 in generous gifts, premium resources to help you to accelerate your results. Or maybe you're like, hey, my time's busy this week. I really didn't have time, because I get it. May can be graduation time, right? My niece just graduated college, so I get it. You have lifetime access to grab all of the gifts and the bonus gifts as well. Now, there are some that have, I'm posting a link to the group for you. Thank you for doing that, Amy. Some gifts are time limited, meaning if it's a live workshop, that'll be the date. So just keep in mind with that if you have the Weight Freedom Pack, but everything else is lifetime access to it as far as grabbing it and getting it, so to speak. All right. I don't see any questions. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time for more speakers. And once again, any speaker who's on that day, I'll give you direct access to their gifts as a thank you for being on with us today, so that rather than going to the page, you can just grab them right now as well. So click the links if you haven't grabbed the gifts just yet and you want them. All right. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.